moving straight up and down so it can look at the surface with its radar and see where we're going to land. And we head straight down to the bottom of a crater, right beside a 6-kilometer high mountain.
I'm Tony with Earth Files Earth History. This image came in a few days back, and I've actually been working on it. And I've had a little success with this, but not as much success as I would like. The fact is that there's so many artifacts and debris from artifacts in this area that the Mars Curiosity rover is in, that they had to go through and do a massive cover-up. So what we're going to take a look at is these look like rock mounds here. Those are not rock mounds. These are structures, and these, which what looks like rock mounds, are hollow. They're left over from the structures that were built around that body of water, or that port that I was talking about in my last video. As we get into this video a little bit more, I'm going to show you how they covered up these artifacts. First, they used a filter, and that way when they did the airbrushing, they could blend everything in. In fact, here's some of the airbrushing here. Now, I know they probably didn't use an airbrush. They probably used some other type of method, but we'll call it airbrushing for now. That just means that it was covered up with some type of color method. So the process goes through here, and as you notice, there's a color through here, and you can kind of see it. It looks like sand. Okay, this is one of the main tricks that they use in covering these images up with. This rock mound here are actually structures that are left over from, I estimate, between 100 and 150,000 years ago. These are all hollow inside, even though they don't look like it. So I'm going to prove it to you. And I don't know if you just noticed what happened when I came over through this third image, but let's take a look. Okay, here's an entranceway right here. Here's the structure for it, evenly spaced apart, perfect 90 degrees, and you can actually see in there, and there is, it looks like a vehicle or some type of equipment or whatever. It looks like it's a tractor type vehicle. But of course, there's no way of knowing that, because these have got to be the sorriest images that I've ever seen in my life. So for $2.5 billion, this is what you get. We get trash images. These images look like they were taken with the toy camera from Toys R Us. Okay, I'm going to reduce it again, and then we're going to go further into this video. Okay, on the next image, this is black and white here. And so the reason I did it is to even show you on this black and white, you can see the structure here that's holding up in this entranceway into this structure that looks like a solid piece of rock. These dark areas here is where this has been airbrushed out through here. And it looks like at least 70% of the surface is being covered up. That's how many artifacts there are. So I'm going to change it back. And we're going to go to a infrared version. Okay, that will work. Now, in this version, you can actually see into this facility a little bit. Also notice this darkness here in this infrared. This is airbrushing. All this here, through here, and on top of this facility. So they've wiped these pictures completely out. Okay, I'm going to continue. And let's enlarge this one. I did it in different colors and different methods because, like I say in my videos, people see things differently with different colors. Okay, you can see down in there. Now, you notice it's lit up back here. That's because what looks like sand on top of this is actually, I probably filled the hole up or whatever, but you can see that there's another doorway here. So this facility is huge. Okay, let's go to the next image. This is even better. You can see the structure through here, the perfect 90 degrees. And you can even see where the airbrushing shows up even more through here. And you can always tell because in their airbrushing, when they try to blend it, they always leave square areas. And as you notice, this falls down through here. You can just see it. It's all over these images. Okay, we're going to take one more look. You can see in here fairly good also again. Let's push the image back. See the dark, you see where they covered everything up. So these images have been completely altered. That's the reason that you cannot get a close-up with these images, and they fall apart because they were designed to do that. Because I didn't want anybody to know anything that this area that they were in and that Mars itself was inhabited by some type of, maybe it was us, but actually it was probably one of the families from the Anunnaki. Each one of the family, the bloodlines to the family, got different planets, asteroids, and so on. I don't know the details of it because we don't have enough information about them. But if you go through it and you look at all the exploration that we're doing right now with the different planets and asteroids, that's what they're looking for. And they lived all through this solar system and inhabited the solar system for millions of years, and then suddenly they disappeared. Okay, we're going to go to these enhanced images so we can take a second look. And here you go. Here's where all this stuff is covered up, and they go in and they cover it like this, and they cover over pieces of the artifacts, and so it blends together and looks like a rocky area. Because if they were upfront about it, they wouldn't have done this. So this area is just massively covered. Okay, let's take another shot in a different color. In this blue, you can definitely see all the way through here. And here's that vehicle again, or what I consider a vehicle. Whatever you interpret it, that's fine. That's how I interpret it as far as what's inside of there. It'd be very interesting to find out all the stuff that's inside these facilities. So we're going to take it to the next color. Let's see if we push it back to 100. Here it is. Let's bring it forward. Okay, and now I'm going to bring the image a little bit closer. This one was a lot clearer. You can see in there, you can see the light coming in from this, what looks like sand, which is airbrushing, some type of vehicle. I thought this was interesting. I wanted to show at least my subscribers And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'm always releasing videos. It takes a while sometimes for me to produce. Film this one image alone. Took me about a week off and on. I did everything I could to try to bring this image out, but just like I said, these are trash images. NASA ought to be ashamed of themselves. They actually should be called on the carpet about it and ask a few questions, but they're not going to say anything. Everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
Horse with a roller. We must cut the bridle immediately and fly the descent stage to a safe distance from the road.